Okay, so today is our last slide, which is related about participation and engagement, and one more is resistant to changes. Okay, so what is the difference between participation and engagement? What is the difference between participation and engagement?
Could it be that participation is you're just involved and engagement is you're actively involved?
Can be accepted. Other than that, okay, so you see participation
maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry. Maybe engagement, they have a feedback, ask question and answer, whereas participation, you only stay there and listen and not giving any feedback to any program that you're in.
Is part of it. Okay, so participation is something like involvement. Okay, your involvement, engagement, how effort you are putting to engage with other workers in the organization. So engagement always related to the citizenship behavior. You know what is citizenship behavior? Anyone know what is citizenship behavior?
Have some belonging emotion towards the organization?
No, citizenship behavior is different. What is citizenship behavior?
Going
OCB.
above and beyond their basic job requirement, like helping people, supporting organization goals.
Okay, can be a bit related. Okay, so actually citizenship behavior is something like beyond of your job task. You will go extra mile to achieve your goal. That we call as a citizenship behavior. So when come for engagement, engagement is something like physically you will involve your effort to achieve your organization goals successfully. So in this case, examples that I can give is corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility, we can say we need to participate at the same times your engagement to achieve the program. Okay, so that is the meaning between participation and engagement. Participation, mostly you will participate, you will show your intentions, involvement generally. Engagement is different. You will engage with the specific people, all of them in the organizations to achieve the goal. So our learning outcome only one. You will know about what is the concept. Just now I'm explaining the concept of engagement and participation at the workplace. Okay, so I done that part. So after that, what are the methods of employee participation in decision making? So when you are talking about engagement, engagement cannot be in a decision making. Engagement is more to employee involvement toward other employee in the organization. But comes for the participation in the decision making, we call as a involvement of employee to make a decisions for the organization. So the first method through job enrichment. Before that, what is the difference between job enrichment and job enlargement? Any of you? Job enrichment and job enlargement.
Job enrichment is strategy used to motivate employees by giving them increased responsibility and variety in their job.
Kerja yang sedia ada. Am I right?
Tapi bagi increased responsibility lah, ada variety lah. So for them to have more responsibility in their job lah. control?
No, my question is you have to indicate example of job enrichment and job enlargement. How? You have to know what is the meaning job enrichment and what is the meaning of job enlargement. What is job enrichment? And the students, you can try what is job enrichment.
Enlargement combining us across the same level within a company.
Yes, that is part of it. Okay, let me explain. Job enrichment is something like whatever. Example, you are sitting now as an executive level. So when you are sitting executive level, the scope of responsibility in the company, when they assign you to do extra job, that is job expanding the scope of your responsibility will be job enlargement. Okay. Simple that much. Job enrichment, whatever job scope that you are holding now, if you are still sitting in that, but they are giving you extra duty, extra extending job scope, everything is job enlargement. Okay, so you will participate as an employee to enrich your position in the organization. So this is one of the methods for the employee to participate when they are making a decisions. Okay, can you understand? Any question? Do you have any question?
No.
Okay, second method is participation through ownership. What is participation through ownership? You know, most of our company, we have a shareholder, which means the director will be a shareholder. So they are participating according to their responsibility as an owner. So they can able to make a decisions because they are owner, they have a share. Okay, they have a share. So when you are holding a high share, you have a rights to make a decision in the organization. So that one we call as a participations to ownership. Shareholder, mainly the shareholder will be participate in the decision making because they have a rights to make a decision due to their shares. Okay, can you understand? This is one of the method. So you don't be surprised when your owners is giving you instruction or delivering something informations or making any changes in the organization because they have rights. They are participate because of they are honor to the organization. So far, can you understand?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the next point will be participation through suggestion scheme. What is participation through suggestion scheme? Why very quiet? First answer.
Employee giving idea, or maybe giving an opinion on the task or on the job scope, etc. Is it like that?
Yes, suggestion scheme is something like employee participate by giving their idea, innovative idea, especially your freedom to say your freedom to voice up, your freedom to say your opinion for the purpose of organizational improvements. Okay. Normally these things will be take over if you are holding any position in your production site. Okay, when you are holding any position in the production site, okay, you will be able to look into quality of good and services. So when you are looking into the quality good and services, then you will think about some ideas which is you can come up with something new for the quality of goods and services. Okay, that is suggestion scheme. So now can you understand about this unit, participation and engagement?
Yes.
Yes.
So far, any question?
No.
No, because actually these slides are very less. Unit 9 and 10 are very less. Your understanding is very, very important. What is participation and engagement? So, so far, I done unit 9. Now we talk about resident to change. Okay. Before that, what do you understand about resident to change?
Resistant to change.
Yeah, resist to change.
When an employee refuse to accept new policy, maybe new rules or new regulation, such as like
They deny
previously
to accept or what? They refuse to accept or what?
they refuse to accept. Yeah, because sometimes like my company, when I ask them
Yes.
to wear shoes, proper shoes for production area, they
Yeah.
tend to having a here and there say it's not easy to wear this wear something like that.
Yes. So that is the meaning here. Your case study also, I'm related to this topic, unit 10. Okay, receipt to change. You know, the reason is you need to know why organizations management is doing changes for the organization. Not all issues will be take into consideration. Okay, sometimes we can't even understand their objective of doing these changes. So that is the main problems, that we are misinterpret everything in the organization. So there is a pro and cons, you know. So pro and cons, you have to accept it. The changes will be effect toward your career. Sometimes it will be motivated to your careers. There is a pro and cons for you if the management is doing any changes in the organization. Okay, the first things that you need to understand is communication. Why communication is involved in hesitant to change? Why? Why I say
Again,
communication?
question.
Okay, in this case, I mean basic to change. In this case, why communication is involved? What's the reason?
To convey the procedure or the changes clearly to the employee. Doctor?
Yes. So communication is the two-way. Okay, two-way that management, employer and employee, manager and employee, leader and member. So they are all in certain uh, situations to deal with the communication. So if the communication is not there, then the receipt to change will be happen. They don't want, because information is not clearly communicated by the management to employee. So that's why I'm saying communication is part of our life to understand the situations that are happening. Okay, so it will can say deny your changes that they want to make. So whatever they want to make, they have to communicate clearly what is the reason. Okay, we are doing this for our organization, not simply giving instruction and let them know that you have to follow the policies and procedures. Okay, you have to follow the policy and procedures that we made. After that, nobody is trying to understand what is the reason they are doing, and they feel that the changes that they want to make for the organization and the employee itself never give any benefit, no advantages. Okay, that's why communication is the part of our life to understand everything. So why people resist change? Why people resist change? These are the points. First of all, we lack of understanding of the needs for change. We don't know what is the need they are doing, what is the objective. There is a physiology, security, safety. The Maslow hierarchy will involve for our needs, basic needs. Okay, so when the basic needs that we want, we can't understand what's the reason, then you will not able to accept whatever changes that management wanted to do for us. So that is the meaning of lack of understanding of the needs for change. Second, lack of understanding of all different sense of the context or environment. So when they are making any changes, you are not able to understand what is the concept, what is the main perspective they are doing this. So your sense is, oh, this is not necessary for us because the context is not clear. So that is the meaning of lack of understanding. The third point, believe that the proposed change violate the core value. Okay, most of us like really feel the core value will not achieve whatever changes that management wanted to do. So I can give you an example here. This is the different context. Okay, this one. I'm talking the examples that I'm giving here. Do patients have the right to all nutrition services? No, right? No, right? Is it necessary they must have the nutrition services?
No,
No.
not really.
Not necessary. So the points here, believe that proposed change violates the core value of the organization. See, so most of us think that whatever that given hospitals are given to his, I mean the medicines or nutrition services, it's not necessary. It's not mean that all the services that they are giving to the patient will be useful. Sometimes it's not, and it's really like a feel our feeling like it's not necessary to have this. So that is the meaning here. Okay, for the next point will be misunderstanding of the change and its implication. So what is the HACCP? HACCP. Any of you know about HACCP?
No.
Food safety.
Yes, food safety. It's related to the food safety. Okay, so misunderstanding of the change and its implication. When there are implementations of the HACCP during the breakfast, it means it doesn't egg are used. So we feel like it doesn't eggs are used. So we are really misunderstand what are the implications that they wanted to do and what for it is. So all these are extra job. We think like the extra job, these are the things that we need to do. Okay, everything. So we are not understand what is the main implication they wanted to do for the organization. So the next point will be believe that the change is not in the best interest of the organization. Everyone have these opinions. We feel like the changes that they want to do, it will not give any profit for the organization. Even it is not fulfill the objective of the organizations and core value of the organizations. So these are our mentality to refuse the changes that the management wanted to do. And one more thing, the main that we will feel, oh, saya punya kedudukan akan tergugat. It means my positions will be take over. So the changes that make it's not necessary. They will remove the employees. Some of the company, yes, they don't want use anymore the previous employees. They wanted to replace with all their teams. So it is part of it, we feel like we don't want any changes. Actually, if they make a changes, we should appreciate because they are trying to come up with some new ideas for the organization, which can help to increase their profit. But for the employee, doesn't mean that it will help you much. Okay? What to do? This is our mentality. We always scared. We always refuse for the changes. We always, believe with what we have. We feel comfort zone. Okay. So the next point will be lack of trust in those introducing the change. Okay. So we don't enough trust toward what they are making the changes. Sure, it will failure. It will not happen. This kind of mentality most of employee have. Open the mouth, negativity will come out. Ada tak you all macam tu? Open je mulut
Yeah,
mesti keluar. Tak
ada,
jadi.
ada.
Betul. Ada.
Ada.
Ada,
See?
memang ada. Within the organisation mesti ada.
Why like that? Why our mentality is like that? Belum lagi dia orang laksanakan apa-apa dah mula buka mulut tak jadi benda ni. Why our mentality is like that? That's why management don't like. You don't have any positivity to prove yourself. Accept the changes. Try to do it.
Tak berani ambil risiko.
Itu yang menyebabkan kamu tak nak changes yang mereka buat.
Takut another additional bebanan of task
Bukan
to do.
takut sebab additional bebanan, takut nanti kamu kena keluar dari organisation itu. Sebab
Ya,
masa
Biasa-
diorang buat changes, when they are doing some changes, they will try to remove it all the employees which is they feel no performing. These things will happen.
Yelah, Doctor, most of the changes with purpose, right?
Yes, of course, with purpose. They do the changes, of course, there is a purpose. Everyone, even you, what is the purpose coming to Uni Raza to study? What is the purpose? Why you make it your life to be changed? Macam tu lah. Okay, there is a reason, everything.
Betul.
Hmm.
What if I want to change to nak keluar dari comfort zone, but the other department ke tak percaya kita.
Maksud kamu?
When we request to transfer to another department kan, so the other department kata this guy cannot lah. So kita dah start kat situ tau.
You kena ke?
My friend.
Okay, so?
So kalau kita nak improve, of course lah kita nak gain experience kan from another department to another department. But bila kita dah ada block kat situ, so kita nak improve lagi kita dah malas lah. Betul tak?
Betul. Sebab dia tak trust. Maybe I can say they already find out about your friend, whether he can do or not. So they feel like dia punya performance rate tu tak menepati requirement of the organisation. So masa dia nak tukar department lain, unless dia ada experience yang berkaitan dengan department yang dia nak tukar tu, then they will accepted these things.
Sometimes chronism, Prof, dalam group tu dah ada, they have bonding, and to accept outsiders will be, another.
That is another
Trust this
reason.
guy.
Yeah, that is another reason. I memang agree dengan benda tu lah. Itu terpulang pada management. Sometimes the management have their own people, which is they don't want develop at all. Dia nak duduk dalam comfort zone tu je. You ingat management punya orang semua tu nak bagi changes ke? No, actually they brought it, their people. Benda tu tak akan berubah, benda tu menyusahkan semua orang, lagi dia akan menyusahkan. Kira apa-apa changes kita nak buat, dia orang tak setuju. Sebab dia bawa orang dia untuk pastikan there is no any changes made. Kalau external people joining to the company, dia bawa external people yang boleh membuat changes, lagilah dia tak suka, management tak suka sebab management they don't want cost. Okay, happen. Dia tak nak cost tu jadi. Kalau boleh dia nak minimize the cost. All the time tak ada cost. Buat benda yang tak ada cost. Dia suka. But there is two-way things. You have to do with the cost and without cost. No choice. Dia kena faham konsep tu dulu. Untuk apa kita kena keluarkan cost, untuk apa kita boleh buat dengan free. Kalau semua benda dia nak free je, tak payah. Nak carry on the position, the organization operation. Betul tak? So that is the one lah, I can say lack of trust. Even in educations also it's the same things. Sama. It's not only in the organization, even in the education also. there is a certain requirement, you know. They are looking, we are performing well, but there is a reason behind of them not giving any position. Okay, orang yang dah buat kerja, dah perform nicely, nak jadi profesor ke, associate professor ke, fikir banyak. Management will fikir banyak. Sedangkan nak cakap orang tu tak baik ke, tak boleh. Sebab memang dia buat kerja dengan betul. Tapi kenapa nak bagi position, nak trust dengan dia tak boleh? Because cost, salary wise. Itu yang buat macam itulah. Dan satu lagi tak trust because of maybe orang tu young sangat ke, kalau terlalu muda pun diorang tak boleh bagi position tu kat dia. Macam tu pun ada. So all these are like trust yang tak membagi dia pergi ke tempat baru untuk buat changes. Okay, so the next point will be lack of belief that the leadership is serious about making changes. So you see, when a new leader enter into your department and suddenly he or she wanted to do the changes, you rasa you baru masuk, tak sampai 1 tahun nak buat changes, you rasa macam tak percaya tahu dengan kelebihan dia. Sebagai employee, as an employee, you need to have very strong belief toward your leader. But you feel like by the face itself, you feel like ini tak boleh percaya ni, like that. So your belief not to the leadership quality. Maybe dalam masa 3-4 hari tu dia he never show a good leadership, the quality of the leadership to the employee. So when he try to make some changes, the employee feel like not accept, refuse the changes that he wanted to do. So that is one of the reason we don't want changes. Then the points, lack of belief that the leadership is capable of making the changes happen. You know, previously the leader make it some changes, but attempt failure. So the next leader come and do, you are not believing toward the capable, because the first one is already make it failure. So the second leader also you think, alah dia pun sama saja, mesti failure. That kind of you punya belief toward people. After you know already the one person cannot do, the second person also you never trust them. You feel like dia juga akan bawa failure. So that is the point here. Then perceptions that the change is unfairly selective. It means change macam penukaran management ke penukaran employee, it's like unfair selective. They are selected based on their perception. Orang-orang dia sendiri ke, that kind. So you feel like this is unfair. You just imagine if the management is choose their own team to be, and you just a supporting team for them. You feel like unfair the way they are selected. Your perception is unfair, so you don't want that changes. This is unfair. How can you bring your team to be part of our team and let us to be a supporting team? Okay, so this kind of perception led you to don't have any changes. So far, can you understand why? Any question?
No.
Okay, done. Thank you very much. We done this slide. Okay. Okay, so I done unit 9 and 10, finish my part. Okay, now start with your presentation. Which group?
Sepatutnya grup 9 sampai
I think group 6. Group 6 until 16.
sebab arrangement dah lari sikit kan.
Group 6 until 16 exclude group 11.
Okay, you can start.
So kita nak potong queue ke macam mana ni?
Siapa nak
Kita
buat?
ikut queue dulu, kita ikut queue dulu.
Follow
Tengok
follow
mana
the
queue
flow
macam
lah,
mana.
follow the flow.
Follow je.
Okay.
Orang dah arrange kan?
Okay. Wah, pink.
Okay, start.
Testing. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
All right.
you.
Good morning, everyone. And good morning to Prof and everyone. For the intro, we'll just summarize what we've discussed before. In this case study, we delve into the professional challenges faced by Adam Tan, a dedicated employer in the electrical manufacturing industry. Despite his commitment to creating a positive work environment and nurturing young talent, Adam discovers the concerning trend of losing experienced long-term employees. A conversation with his finance manager, Jane Wong, reveals a potential blind spot: the company's compensation and reward system. This case highlights the importance of balancing a friendly workplace culture.
Your slide is not moving.
This case highlights the importance of balancing a friendly workplace culture with a competitive compensation structure for a sustainable employee retention. So we'll go ahead to our first question, which was to describe the salary inequity faced by the company above and suggest 2 ways to overcome the problem. The salary inequity faced by the company is the salary amount differences between the senior employees and the new hires. The managing director is focused primarily on hiring young new talents with high salary and to train them, but does little to upskill the older or current employees and increase their compensation and benefits. This can be seen with Jane, who stated that she has been working in the company for many years. However, her salary is lower than the 2 factory managers who joined only 3 years ago. The 2 ways we can overcome this is, the first one is through a pay equity analysis, and to do this on an annually basis. By conducting a pay equity analysis, the company can ensure that any discrepancies in the employee's salary can be reviewed and justified. This can be done by reviewing every employee's salary and investigating why one employee's salary differs from another. For example, Jane's 10-year salary can be reviewed against the 2 factory managers who joined only 3 years ago, but are earning significantly higher than her. Some factors to consider when conducting the review are the experience, education, and performance of the employees. The goal of the analysis is not to make sure all employees are paid the same amount, but to ensure that any inequity discrepancies are addressed and reviewed appropriately. The second solution that we can do is obviously to invest in more opportunities for the professional development of the current staff. Based on this current study, we can see that the training and development opportunities are given mostly to the new hires and not the senior employees. Not only does this cause issues with the current employees, but it also gives the competitors more advantage, as the senior employees would leave the company and bring their experience and skills to them instead. Instead of focusing development opportunities to only new hires, compensation biases can be minimalized significantly if the same development opportunities are given to the current employees instead. By giving them the same opportunities to expand their skills and knowledge, the company can not only retain and deliver top talents, but also improve pay parity. I'll move on to my teammate to do the question 2.
Thank you, Nafis. So for question 2, good morning, everyone. Suggest 3 types of benefits the company could offer for the employees. The first one would be seniority-based compensation increases, where the employee can establish a systematic seniority-based pay scale, providing incremental salary adjustments aligned with an employee's tenure. So the objective for this would be to recognize and appreciate the loyalty and experience the long-term employees contribute to the company. Next would be performance-based recognition and incentives, where the employee can introduce a performance-oriented incentive program such as bonuses or profit sharing to reward continuous contributions of experienced employees. So the objective for this would be to demonstrate gratitude for sustained efforts and also to motivate employees through performance-related incentives. Next up, professional development and training opportunities. the employer can offer tailored training and development initiatives, including advanced workshops and conferences. And this is to enhance the skills of long-term employees. So the heart behind this is to keep employees engaged and ensure their knowledge remains relevant, while also contributing to the company's evolving needs. And last but not least, retirement and savings plan, where this is done to enhance the benefits package by providing competitive retirement and savings plans, such as employer contributions to retirement accounts or matched savings plans. So this one is to support the long-term financial well-being of employees, as well as reinforcing their sense of security and commitment to the organization. So that is from me, passing it over to the next teammate.
Okay, thank you, Felicia. For question 3, the question will be why training is required for the compensation management. Okay, training is required for the compensation management because it can help the HR professionals and the managers to understand the principle and methods of compensation management, such as job analysis, job evaluation, pay structures, pay for performance, and benefits. The second will be apply the compensation management practices to their specific organizational context, such as the business strategy, the culture, the budget, and the legal environment. And the third will be communicate and implement the compensation policies and decisions effectively and transparently to the employees. The final point will be evaluate and monitor the outcomes and impacts of the compensation management practices on the employee satisfaction, motivation, retention, and performance. Training also can help the employees to understand the rationale and the criteria of the compensation management practices, such as how their pay is determined, how their performance is measured, and what benefits they are entitled to. Moreover, it could appreciate the value and the fairness of the compensation system and feel motivated and engaged to perform well. That's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all. Okay, so for these questions, the company should conduct a review and pay attention towards the item, and there is a positive and negative perspective into it. First of all, we are looking into the positive side. Number one is the retention employees. A review of compensation system is essential to retain experienced staff, acknowledging their contributions and preventing them from being attracted from external offers. And number two is a market competitiveness. Regularly reviewing and adjusting the compensation system ensures the company remains the competitive, attractive, and retaining top talent in a dynamic market. And number three is employee satisfactions. Adam emphasizes a positive work culture, but Jane points out the concerns related to the compensations. So the compensation system contributing to overall job satisfaction, complementing the positive work culture, and enhancing the employee's sense of value. By the way, from the negative perspective, number one is the cost implications. Adam realized a review may have a financially implications. Implementing changes based on the review might strain the budget, necessitating a careful balance between financial stability and employee retention. And number two is a resistance and moral impact. Employee may resist changes to the compensation system, and neglecting long-time staff might have already impacted moral, potentially leading to a negative workplace atmosphere. And number three is a dysfunctional process. Adam admits not having a good understanding of the compensation system. The lack of the understanding could hinder effective decision making regarding compensations, emphasizing the need for Adam to the grasp in 3 cases of the system for informed and strategy adjustment. And that's all for question 4. I'm passing to my teammate. Thank you.
Well, why compensation is important for all employees? Firstly, it helps to increase the motivation of employees. Now, employees who receive fair compensation believe that they contribute value to the business. When workers feel valued, they look forward to going to work every day. Everyone's morale has now increased, and workers are urged to show up to work in a professional manner. Furthermore, workers will be extremely driven to produce superior work if they are aware that they will receive a bonus or other incentives. Secondly, it keeps a competitive edge for recruitment. Putting themselves in the most promising financial positions always the goal of candidates. People that have set wage value typically aware of their abilities and will look for positions that compensate them appropriately. The majority of firms share the common objective of finding and keeping talented workers. The cost and availability of qualified candidates for available positions are in part determined by external market variables that recruiters cannot control. Thirdly, legal compliance. Numerous aspects of an employee's compensation and hours are governed by state and federal employment regulations. These include the minimum wage and the number of hours an employee may work in a week before being eligible for overtime. Paying employees in accordance with compensation rules helps companies to avoid litigation and legal action from state or federal agencies. Now, the rules may vary depending on the state and the type of employment, of course. Fourth would be the employee loyalty. Employees are more inclined to stick with company if they are paid well and feel valued. Pay that is appropriate is one of the reasons employees stick with their jobs. When a business owner is reliable, they save time, money, effort when it comes to employing fresh candidates. Finally, increased productivity. The most productive workers are those that are happy in their jobs. When workers feel valued, their drive and dependability increase, which leads to efficiency in terms of pay. Employees that are not driven to perform well, employees are not only driven to perform well, but as they work for an organization longer, they gain experience and competence. Finally, for question 6, I'll pass it over to my friend. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I will cover about importance of compensation strategy. First is planning. Planning can help with risk management, as Adam can anticipate possible problems that may arise in the workplace and the employee because of compensation and rewards. Second is employee involvement. This style of management encourage employee to set their own goals in collaboration with Adams as employee will be involved with the compensation and reward system. Third is improve communication. Adam and the employee will work together to set and manage goals so they can spend more time meeting and communicating on the progress of these goals. Fourth is improve company performance, where the company will perform better when management provides clear direction to the employee. Last is employee empowerment, where employees can become more independent under this form of management because expectation for their compensation and rewards are clear. Can you, for next slide? Okay, for resolution of compensation, the first point is market competitive, where organization must regularly benchmark their compensation packages against industry standards and competitors. Second is pay equality. Manager must careful analyze salary structure to identify and disparities based on gender and also race. Last is performance measure, developing a fair and objective system for measuring employee performance. For the suggestion, staying competitive in the market, where we can utilize market data and salary survey to stay informed, balancing internal and external equality is consider implementing a job evaluation system to determine the value of each position in the within the organization. Last is balancing pay for performance and fixed salaries is to ensure performance-based reward are clearly defined, measurable, and fair. Thank you.
Any questions from Prof or any fellow classmates? Any questions?
Any question? I don't have anything to ask. So if nobody, then proceed with the second group.
Someone share the screen?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Today, we have present for the group 10 question. This is our team members here, as listed. Next slide, please.
Hi, sorry. Is what group is this? I think it should be group 7.
Case study unit 10, group.
Sorry, is it group 7?
Which group? Which group you are?
This is group 10.
Group 10. So how about group 7?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, please.
Good. Can you see my screen? Everyone?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Hi, good morning, guys. So we are from group 7. So we're going to present about the composition management of the case study. So Shu, can you proceed to next slide? So as an introduction, so in this case study, we're going to discuss more in depth on Adam's company issue. So in the case study, we know there is a pay disparity that is happening. So along these presentations, we're going to touch about 7 questions, which include salary inequity, benefits of the company, training, revenue and compositions, and management objectives. So we're going to talk about the first question. So in the first question, we can see that those who have worked with Adam, they are facing a pay disparity. So individuals like Jane who have been with the company for an extended period, they might have experienced lower salaries, primarily due to the standard annual increment ranging from 3% to 10%. In contrast to those who switch between the organizations, they could have received increments for up to 40%. And to address this, we agree that the company should have 2 alternative options. First is performance-based bonuses, and second is salary revision to selected employee. So why we agree to do a performance-based bonuses? Because in the case study, Adam is more focused on to those fresh graduates. And so there might have a discriminations to those who have been working more than 5 years or longer. So by having a performance-based bonuses, these people can actually be paid equally. And then second is salary revisions, because do have someone like Jane who have been working for a long time, they can be paid lower than those who actually have been working for shorter time compared to them. So that's why we agree salary revision is one of the way that Adam can be implemented in the company. And then the next question is 3 benefits that Adam can offer to the employees. First, we believe that he should apply a health wellness programs or childcare support. This is because supporting working parents with an employee childcare benefit program can make them feel more inclusive in the workplace. And especially if Adam has a lot of women working with him, This can give them a benefits of job to leave the company since it's a childcare support for them. And then a flexible working arrangement also will benefit the people and make them feel more beneficial to work with Adam, since they can arrange their plan at time and plan accordingly. And then lastly, professional development and opportunities for senior workers should be also implemented, because in the case study, Adam only focused on training to those who just joined. So having skills and training to those who senior workers, we actually help them to regain more skills which can help and enhance the business. So the next question, Ashri.
Okay, thanks, Farah. Assalamualaikum and hi to everyone. My name is Muhammad Asri, and I will answer question number 3. Why training is required for the compensation management? First is to ensure fair and competitive compensation structure. Training enables employer like Adam to understand about the job market, and it enables employer like Adam conducting market surveys, analyze compensation data, and also ensure that the organization's pay practices remain competitive to attract and retain top talent. Second is to ensure pay structure is comply with legal aspect. This is to ensure that the compensation and pay structure comply with the rules and regulations such as minimum wages, employment contracts, overtime pay, termination, income tax deduction, and other employee benefits. And also to better understanding of market trend. Because of the job market is dynamic, the company need to stay informed and updated about industry trends and market benchmarks. It is include what are the common benefit given by the company in the same industry according to the current trends. Okay, next question number 4. Whether the company should conduct review and pay attention on compensation and rewards towards Adam, and why? Okay, first we look into the positive perspective. It will boost motivation if we conduct the review. By conducting review on compensation and rewards, it will boost motivation of the employee. As we can see in this case, maybe some of the employee feel dissatisfied about their salary, where there are workers who are underpaid compared to the other newcomers. In this case, reviewing compensation on these employees is very important to avoid dissatisfaction and to recognize their effort, skills, and experience. So when individuals feel that their efforts and recognized and appropriately compensated, they are likely to be more engaged and perform at higher levels. And also on the positive side, it's to retention and reduce turnover. By conducting compensation review, the company able to retain existing professional, skilled, and experienced worker. Maybe for this time, the dissatisfied employees like Jane stay in the company for a certain reason. What if one day there is other offer from other company which the offer meet all of the employee needs? The company will lose a valuable and experienced worker. So to retain the employee and avoid the company from losing valuable talent, compensation review should be conducted and should ensure it meet the employee's need in terms of monetary needs, physical needs, and also psychological needs. And also it will enhance job satisfaction. A well-structured compensation and reward system contributes to higher levels of employee satisfaction and morale. Employees who feel adequately rewarded for their work and loyalty are more likely to have a positive attitude and leading to a healthier workplace culture. And for the negative side, if we conduct review, it will lead to equity and fairness issues. If the company conduct compensation review for a particular employee only, maybe it is more easier with a minimum challenges, especially in terms of financial. But it creates equity and fairness issues, especially for the senior employees who are in the same situation. For example, in this case, like James. Of course, they will demand for compensation review as well. So this can lead to resentment and a negative workplace culture. Second is financial strain. If the company really concerned on the equality and fairness, the company should conduct compensation review for all employees. Of course, this will lead to financial strain issues because high compensation costs, of course, will affect the overall company financial. And then last, demotivate underpaid employees. Just now, we talked about financial strain. What if the company only conducting review for particular employee only? Of course, it may not significantly affected the company financial, but other employees, especially the senior employees who are underpaid, who are in the same situation like Jane, may feel demotivated, and this may affect their attitude and productivity. So based on our group discussion, we think that the employee should conduct the compensation and rewards review, but the company should carefully consider the potential implications, especially in terms of financial strain and equality and fairness. Such that the company should consider employee performance and broader strategic goals. Okay, that's all from me. Next will be answered by Shohada.
All right, thank you, Ashwin. Hi, everyone. Okay, the next is why compensation is important to all employees. The first, to attract and retain talents, job satisfaction and motivation. Third, increase productivity and reduce turnover and stronger organizational brand. Okay, if Adam provide the better compensation, it can attract employee from a job market to and encourage employees to stay. Okay, second is job satisfaction and motivation. Okay, with better compensation, employees feel more satisfied with their job and actually leading to better performance. Okay, then increase productivity and reduce turnover. For competitive compensation can help to minimize turnover and save time and money associated with recruitment and onboarding. Fair compensation can lead to improve employee performance, innovation, and increased profit for the organization. Then last, stronger organization brand. This Adam company can be popular or knowledgeable within the industry because Adam provide and give good compensations to the employees. Sorry. So then it can attract more employees to join this company. Thank you. Next, question 6. All right. Thank you, Shohada. Good afternoon, Dr. Hema and classmate. I'm Shikin and I will discuss on question 6. So for question 6, if MBO should implement in managing the compensation and reward system, in our opinion is yes, because by applying MBO, organization able to identify the problem affecting the company goals and strategic approach to resolve. Where in this case, the problem of this company is that it has been losing their senior employees due to facing salary inequality among old and new employees. It is not a good approach to only rely on new employee, especially this company is a manufacturer of an electrical item. As in this industry, client often consider a long established with experienced worker and successful or related project reference to minimize some client cost and time. Okay, so the strategic approach to address salary inequality is to identify and restructure compensation and reward system. Because sometimes it's not about the salary, good compensation and rewards also strike balance. And of course, friendly working environment is a bonus. So in this case, compensation and reward able to retain employees and talent. For example, retain Jane, the finance manager that have 10 years experience to train the new employee on finance. So the significant outcome, it can align organization objective, which is to stay relevant in the market and compete with newer companies where they're willing to pay high salary for experienced workers. So by compensation and reward system, it will boost employee participation and commitment, and also retain their all employee with high skill and experience, which this will increase productivity and morale in achieving organization goal. That's all from me. Thank you. My team member Kalisha will discuss on question 7. Kalisha? Hi, Kalisha, you may continue with question 7. Thank you.
What she's doing?
Kalisha, please unmute.
I think she has issue with microphone.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. 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 So for question 7, to resolve this compensation and reward issue, we can suggest a few points to improve the situation that is currently happening in this company, which is to create factors for employee retention to reduce the turnover. Also, we can as well attract or because the turnover rate is high, so we only depend on the new employees, which the boss is currently already focused on and improve on training. However, with the loss of the well-trained employees, these new employees will need to step up and handle the current flow. So the first is to improve benefit and perks, which is non-monetary benefits such as flexible working hours and hybrid working. And then also monetary, which is provide benefits that is not usual in other companies, such as car interest subsidy, academic rewards. So these are the factors that can help to retain the current employees. So when they feel like they need to leave the company, these are factors that will make them stay and would have to rethink in order to move to another company. The next one is the legal compliance. So the legal compliance is also important in order for the staff to feel happy and be able to work at a company for long. So compliance to the labor law, which is 45 hours per week, is important to retain employees. Long working hours or weekend duties without any compensation with low allowance will reduce the chances of retaining employees. So the HR should provide sufficient rewards for employees to make up for their efforts exceeding the 45 hours per week limit. The next one is appreciation program. So the HR should help programs or awards to appreciate long service and high performance employees. So this is a fair appreciations for the long service employees, as well as the person who maybe they are not servicing long enough, but is high performance employees. So this will not create any jealousy or anything between the staff because we will appreciate according to their own categories. So the next one is adequate training. So this is to ensure managers or superiors are well trained and understand the compensation and benefits to be provided to the employees. So manager also must be fair to the contribution of the employees to avoid dissatisfaction. For example, employees who perform better should be getting higher rewards such as increments. The next one is market research. Based on this case study, it is proven that the boss is not well enough, not competent enough to retain the older or the well-trained employees. So to align compensation strategies with organization goals for mutual growth and success is important. So HR must be updated with the rate and benefits of the market. HR must also consider the inflation of economy, which makes the salary and compensation to be thoroughly considered by the employees. And next is the transparency of entitlements. So showcase of the company's commitment to equitable practices. So the company needs to provide transparency on the employees, what they are entitled to claim or enjoy based on their compensation and rewards entitlement. Okay, the reasons is if the benefit is not transparent to the employees, they will not be able to understand what they will be able to claim, and this will create any misunderstandings. So the next one is succession planning. So based on this case study, there are a lot of newcomers. So we will need to create a solid and clear succession planning to ensure smooth transition in minimizing disruption in case of departures. And then the next is feedback. We need to conduct regular town halls to gauge staff well-being and morale using this data as a case study to prevent any case and to bring up any issues to the management. Last but not least is the professional consultation. In this case, because it is not relevant to, it is way irrelevant to the market. So we can also use professional consultation to engage a consultant and conduct the benchmarking exercise and consolidate findings for presentation to the management. That's all from my side. Any questions?
No question.
Okay, no question. Next group. Okay, I want to ask something. Is it all of your group member participate in discussions, everything? If you have anything to say, then personally let me know. Okay, I will make a decision. So far, any problem? All the group members?
No problem, Prof. Except
No
for
from our side.
those yang drop paper only, Prof.
Okay, those yang drop pepper saya tahu siapa. So yang tu just ignore sajalah.
Okay.
Okay, next group.
You all can see my slide. Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon. Yes, we can see.
Hi, good afternoon. Yes, can see.
Okay, we are from group 8. So I'll be starting presenting this project. Okay, question number 1, describing okay. Their companies offer salary inequity by the company, and there's a long time employee receive similar compensation and salary with the new employee, and the company also neglecting deserving rewards for the former's dedicated and lengthy service. Okay, how to overcome the problem? The company should conduct a comprehensive salary review, and because this can ensure they align with the industry standards in Malaysia from current market and taking into account factors like employee tenure and the role. Next, HR should implement a transparent pay scale based on the employee's experience, performance, and responsibilities should be established, and this while adhering to Malaysian labor practice as well. Okay, next. Okay, there are three types of benefits the company could offer for the employees. Number one, health and wellness programs. This can include the comprehensive medical insurance, gym memberships, and mental health support services. Number two, work-life balance initiatives for the employees. Okay, this implement like flexible working hours, remote to provide remote work options, or additional paid leave to the employees in line with the Malaysian workplace culture. Okay, number third, to provide additional compensation as well. Okay, this provide opportunity to earn money beyond an employee's regular salary through commissions, bonuses, and performance awards, or even the retirement plan. Okay, next I'll pass to my colleague.
Hi everyone. So for the next question, opinion and understanding of this case study, why training is required for the compensation management. So the training is essential for the management because he provide a better understanding of the organization, compensation philosophy, and improve the compensation package accordance to the company's vision and strategy. So this can let the employees achieving the company objective together. And by understand the market value of a position, so the employee will understand the complexity of the pay structures and the market competitiveness, and how to balance the fair employee remuneration with budget constraint by considering market rates, leveraging internal data, and regularly reviewing company costs can balance uh, uh, to help the companies to save costs and to improve and maintain a good relationship between employees and employers. Next.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Sharizal. Okay, so let us proceed with question number 4. So you think the company could conduct review implementation? For us, yes, there is a pros and cons. In terms of positive, we're going to have increased motivations for employee and the responsibility. And next, we have an enhanced job productivity, whereby whenever all those packages or remuneration packages are meet with the requirement of the employees. So hence, we're going to have an enhancement of the job productivity. Okay, next we're going to have an improved company performance. Of course, we're going to have the job productivity and might as well the company performances towards their customers also increases. But of course, they have some cons, which is the negative part, which lead to favoritism and disrupt the morale. There's sometimes of the company where they have favoritism or a certain of employees, so they might have to disturb the morale of other employees, which is perhaps maybe other subject matter experts for the certain job roles. Okay, next, the employees interested may not align with the company's best interest. So perhaps if there is not much alignment, not much aligned with the employees' goals, their private or their personal goals and the company goals, so might as well they're gonna leave out the company. Okay, for the next questions. Question number 5. So why is compensation is important for employees? Okay, first and foremost, it attract the best talents in industries. Okay, smart and hardworking employees of course would maximize the value for the best compensation and benefit package offered by the company. If let's just say the compensation or remuneration package is almost similar like the previous company or the current company that they're working on, so perhaps it might be a challenges for us or for us for to getting our best talents in the market or in the industry. Okay, next we're gonna have a retain the motivated employees. Okay, we do know that we have in a company we do have motivated employees to ensure that the company goals and the directions. But when an employee are adequately compensated regarding about their welfare, whatnot, their motivations to come to work again remains high and their job satisfaction level to increase. Okay, next, they are less likely to look for opportunities outside their current works, and this lead to them to staying at the job for a longer period of time, increase the sustainability of the high productivity and subject matter experts ataupun the job functions within the company. Okay, next question, question number 6. Okay, so we think that the management of duty policy process should implement the managing the compensation on the reward system. For us, yes, definitely, because it is a result-based strategic approach to enhance the performance of an organizations. And what we're going to have an outcome is the aligning the employees' objective will be the company goals. Will be have alignment for the same direction as a parallel with the company goals, and then we are going to have a continuous performance evaluations and reward systems in the place of all employees. So perhaps we have continuous welfare programs, continuity in terms of succession planning. They know what is the career path in the after they're becoming a job subject matter expert in the job positions. So what are the current the succession planning for the career pathing in terms of the companies, and of course it's going to lead to improve motivation and performance whenever the companies or the employee itself have the direction inside what he's going to be or inside 5 to 10 years inside the company, they will at least stay with the company lah. Okay, next. Okay, so as a human resource manager, HR manager, how do you resolve the compensation reward issue, and what's my suggestion? Okay, there's a few suggestions here. Okay, first, we are implementing a structured performance-based compensation system that is transparent and aligns with the company's strategic goals, especially whenever to have KPIs, review sessions with the employee, whenever you have some increments season for the employees, or perhaps when it comes to the end of the year bonus. So they have a KPI review, and then make sure that you are being transparent when it comes to KPI review. It's not just being hidden something else lah. Okay, for another agenda whatnot. Okay, next we'll have a regular comprehensive review and updates for the compensation and benefits trends within Malaysia. For example, let's just say in Malaysia we do have most of the common. We have hospital punya insurance and whatnot. We have all those panel clinic and so on lah. So that we make sure we have the updated ones lah, and make sure that when it comes to insurance, perhaps we need to have an update whenever the values of the insured to be paid by the company, for example lah. And then next we have the developing internal pay equity in terms of compensate employees with comparable positions or skills within the organization similarly lah. Next, on a set a budget on a salary adjustment for the long-time employees over a period of time. For example, when it comes to increment, perhaps there are some sort of welfare in terms of long service award and whatnot, something like that. We have, and of course, we have a salary adjustment whenever in order to have to retain the motivated and subject matter expert, which is memang companies would like memang perlu ada. So the things they need to have salary adjustments for this kind of people. Okay, create a compensation and benefit program using an MBO method. And last but not least, as a technology-driven compensation, using the tools of real-time performance monitoring technology and automated payroll can be utilized to support the compensations policies. All right, so thank you. Do you have any questions? Sorry, ada lagi satu. Question 8. Kan ada kan? Tak ada. Alright, sorry. Okay. That's all. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Hello, everyone. Next is the case study for group number 10. These are our group members.
Guys, sorry, I think it should be group 9, right? Next.
Yes, it should be group 9.
9.
Group 9 first.
How many group we left? How many group we have?
I think until 16, I guess.
16 if I'm not mistaken. No, some of the group already done last week.
Around 5, I think, Prof.
Okay, for the
9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 12, 13 until 16. Only 11 is not here.
Okay.
Right. Yep. Thank you so much. Right now we'll be actually presenting our ideas. Okay. A very good afternoon to my fellow teammates and to Doctor. All right. We are from the group 9. Okay, and we'll be actually presenting the case study 10. Okay, which will be the resistance to change. All right. So talking about this case study, that actually reveals two information. One is the collaboration in between the older generation and also the younger generation, and how they are actually accepting the ideas and the strategies that is actually involved in it. And this case study is a very classic example, okay, on every other organization that is actually working right now, because people who have been working in an organization for a very long time right now has become a manager, and they're actually hiring all the younger generation. So I think the collaboration in between the older generation and younger generation is very much important. Okay, and this will be discussed completely by today in our team. Okay, and I will be actually passing it to my next teammate to present it further.
All right. Hi, good afternoon. I'm Kausalya here. So the first question is on the cultural assumptions that fuels Victor's perspective. So basically, Victor, coming from a 25 years of experience and 15 years of managerial role, so his perspective as a leader of a state agency is slightly influenced by the cultural assumptions that's tied with his nature of service, which is the public service. So some of these cultural assumptions that fuel his perspectives, firstly, is on the rules and procedures where he's very much familiar on. So basically, Victor's values working within the familiar structure of rules and procedures, and commonly, which is very commonly practiced in many agencies, like for example, for this case, is the public service. And he may see these guidelines as an essential for making and maintaining the order as well as consistency, because by following these rules, he believes that it is able to ensure a very smooth operation. Second is on the longevity as well as the experience. So Victor, he has his assumptions that through his many years of experience, it's an qualification for effective leadership. So he holds the assumptions that his many years it will able to bring a valuable insights to problem solving as well as his expertise. Lastly, will be on the loyalty as well as tenure. So Victor's long tenure in the department indicates that this culture values people who stays long time, are committed towards the organization. So although that his loyalty might make him hesitant to accept these big changes, so they might go against his traditional values. So he's 15 years, and this can be translated that he's 15 years in the management as well as 25 years in his role in the service, also reflect a cultural belief that valuing the long-term dedication. Over to you, Ubu.
Okay, the next cultural assumption is resistant to change, where in Victor's case, he feels or he thinks changing is going to be difficult. So, and as we learned from class today, there are many reasons on why people resist to change. For this case study, we can say that Victor may resist to change because he thinks these changes will violate the core value that he is very familiar with throughout his time in the organization. So as we can see for the first point, his long tenure with the company, who he's been working for 25 years, he enjoys familiarity in terms of his teammates, companies, practices, and procedure. For the second point, being a creature of habit, most of the time changes make people, including Victor, being uncomfortable. So as Victor values stability, consistency, and the presence of family faces, these changes in techniques, rules, and norms then become challenges for him. And like what my friends explained just now, when Victor value traditional style leadership, Changes can interfere autonomy or status quo, which can make Victor or any other leader feel that they have lost over their power. Thank you. I'll pass to Hasnani for question number 2.
Hi, move on to the second question. From the case study, we can see that Victor has been with the company for 25 years. So probably his motivation comes from his hard work, which helped him to achieve his current position. So he firmly believes in rules which a leader should have. So the first point is public service commitment. So it's mean Victor has a lot of knowledge about working in public sector organization. His years of working in state agency makes him very familiar with this type of culture and his commitment to contributing to his team. So in this point, Victor views his role as a way to make a positive impact on public, and it's lead him to be motivated. And the second point is influence of familiarity. So as from the case study, Victor is the head of division, which probably most of the decision was taken by him. In this case, he believes that he has the ability to have a meaningful impact on the decision making, and the outcomes can be powerful. So this shows that his influence in the management leads him to be motivated. So the third point will explain by Liana.
Okay, thank you, Hasnani. Okay, for the third point, Victor's motivation to lead may come from experience and expertise. Due to his 25 years of experience in the division, he believes that he already has the knowledge and expertise to shape the division, and he might also see himself as a precious asset. Therefore, he is motivated to share his expertise because he might feel that it could have a long-lasting effect on the division. And for point number 4, his motivation to lead might also come from his sense of accountability and responsibility. Okay, due to his current position, which is as the head of the division, makes him aware that he needs to prioritize the success of his team, adapt to the current changes, and at the same time, contribute to the overall efficiency while maintaining a positive atmosphere within the organization. That's all from me. Next, I'll pass to Christina.
Hello, okay. So I'll be answering question number 3, which is on how we would describe Victor's self-concept and the influence of it in his leadership. So these are the key aspects of his self-concept that includes the long-term dedication, the first point, that mentions that Victor has been working for 25 years, and his tenure emphasized the longevity of his commitment to the public service. This extended period indicates a deep connection to his role and the organization. And the second one is the resistance to change. There's this one linking Victor's resistance to new ideas with a self-concept that perceives his traditional approach as the best showcases a potential source of his resistance. It suggests that Victor sees his established method as not just as effective, but as integral to his identity as a skilled and powerful leader. So next one, I'll pass to Shabil.
Thank you, Kis. Good afternoon, Prof, and my fellow classmates. So next point is leadership style. So Victor's leadership style is characterized by a preference for the known, which would be a resistance to change that challenges established norms, and a reliance on his own experience as a guide for decision making. So this suggests a leadership approach that values stability, tradition, and personal expertise. However, it may also indicate resistance to innovation or change that deviates from established norms. For the next point is anticipation of retirement. So Victor is really eager for retirement. So this suggests that he sees his time as a leader coming to an end. So the impact on leadership is the anticipation of retirement could influence Victor's openness to change and his willingness to adapt to new strategies. So this phase of anticipating retirement might make Victor more inclined to maintain the status quo rather than embracing new ideas. So he may be less motivated to initiate major changes if he believes his leadership role is coming to an end. So I'll pass back to Kali.
All right, and to conclude this whole presentation, I would like to actually urge to all, okay, that resistance towards change is something that we have to actually, we need to ignore, or we need to actually, we shouldn't be actually going into that direction, because any changes that is actually happening with the within the organization is very much important towards the success. Okay, and older generations and younger generations collaboration is a very unique collaboration that requires in every organization that is available. And if you actually take a statistics of all the companies who's actually successful right now, nearly all of them actually flooded with all the younger generation. So I believe that resistance to change is something that we have to actually overcome, and we have to actually do better in order for our company and our organization to flourish in the near future. That's all from my end. Thank you. Any questions, anyone?
Nah.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, next group.
Okay, next presentation is from group 10. We will be presenting the very same case involving Victor. In this case, it really sounds like a cliche that whenever someone mentions change is the only constant, change is often met with resistance. However, this classic case is still prevalent everywhere, which we find out again in this study as we see how Victor, a very experienced head of a state agency, faces the challenge regarding the significant transformations affecting his department. He has 25 years of experience with 15 years in management position. Therefore, he's pretty much set in his ways, deeply connected to the established procedures and rules. However, he finds that his ideas and changes that he tried to initiate face a lot of clashes, especially with the younger staff. His experience is, instead of helping him, he found somewhat holding him back. Therefore, he perceived this as a personal attack, but it also made him question his leadership style and his cultural assumptions. So the study explores the tension between Victor's experience-driven approach against the changing the dynamics in his division. So he needs to unravel the complexities in order to create a harmonious and effective work environment. This case study will cover 3 questions. For the first question, I will pass over to my teammate. Please.
Hello, my name is Chia. Filza, I think next slide, please. Filza, have to click to next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide. Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Chia. I will present question number 1. Okay, so question number 1, the cultural assumption fuels Victor's perspective. So first culture, comfortable culture. Victor's already 25 years with the company and already familiar with all the procedure. He is comfortable at his current workplace. Number 2, individualistic culture. From Victor's perspective, he is confident to solve the problems independently because he has 25 years of experience in the company. So number 3, hierarchy culture. In Victor's perspective, only a senior like him capable to do well the job. He can't accept and feel attacked when his junior staff make suggestion to improve his suggestion. Last culture, homogeneous culture. Homogeneous culture refers to a social setting where the majority of its members share common belief and background. Victor's rise in a homogeneous social, therefore, he is difficult to interact with others who are different culture, value, and belief. So that's all for my presentation. I will pass to my member, Hidi.
Thank you, Chia. So for question number 2, where does Victor's motivation to lead come from? Okay, the motivation to lead come from first and second is come from his sense of duty and commitment to public service. This we consider as personal ambition. Victor has a strong desire to achieve personal success and recognition. He also sees leadership as a way to make a significant impact, to build a successful career and to establish a legacy. Second, third and fourth point is take pride in his long service and experience gained over the years. This we as a sense of responsibility. Victor may feel a strong sense of responsibility towards the cause, organization, and team. He also believes that his leadership can make difference and drive positive change. The following points that motivates Victor are his belief as a problem solver and a desire to leave mark. This we consider as a desire for impact. Victor have a strong desire to create meaningful change and have a positive influence on people's life. Leadership allows him to have a greater impact and shape the direction of the group of his organization. Okay, now we go to the next presenter, Amira.
Hai, kenapa lambat ni? Cepat. What happened? Siapa ni? Siapa yang kena present? Who have to present this?
It's okay lah, I cover for Mira. My name
Where
is
is Mira?
I don't know, but can I cover for her?
Later you give it to me her name. WhatsApp me personally.
Okay, for question 3, Victor leadership style and response to departmental changes are significantly influenced by his self-perception. Some characteristics are like below. First, experience and length of service. Because of his 25 years service in his department, Victor has held 15 managerial roles. His self-concept includes a strong identification with his long history in the organization. He sees himself as someone with a lot of experience, which he believes add value to the organization. Second, comfort with familiarity. Victor's self-concept include a preference for working according to familiar rules and procedure. This trait shows comfort with a routine and steady way of doing things that make it resistant to changes that disrupt the normal pattern. The third one is resistant to change. Younger staff members' suggestion and adjustment are met with opposition in Victor's self-concept.
This could mean that he thinks of himself as someone who is content with the way things are and afraid of changes to the routine work and new environment. And the fourth is feeling attacked by the suggestion. Younger staff members' recommendations are seen by Victor as personal attack. This makes him seems very vulnerable in his self-concept and sensitive to criticism. It could be an indication of a need for approval as well as a potential fear of losing or control. Next slide, please, Fuza. Okay. Next, Mira juga Okay. The next influence of Victor's self-concept on his leadership give his response to the proposed changes in the department. First, opposition to change. Victor may have been resistant to change because he believed himself to be an accomplished leader. Second one, perceived attack. Victor takes staff members' advice and criticism personally, especially to younger ones. Perhaps he believes his authority and experience are being called into question, which is why he reacting defensively. Third, impact on team dynamics. It might be detrimental to the team atmosphere if Victor takes idea as personal assault. This dynamic could support a self-concept in which he believed that his ideas are continuously under attack, which could strain relationship with teammates and impact productive teamwork. And the fourth, close-minded leadership. Victor could become close-minded to different viewpoints as a result of feeling insulted. This narrow-minded may impact his perception as a leader who is resistant to fresh perspective, making it more difficult for him to adjust for changing condition and less effective in a fast-paced workplace. Okay, next slide. The conclusion, in organization, we should expect resistance to change happen because every organization akan lalui the process of changes, right? So in managing resistance, we required first understand why people resist change. Macam kita belajar tadi, so many reasons, lack of trust, lack of understanding, lack of information, lack of belief. And then second one, we identify the root cause. And the third, consider, lepas kita dah tahu root cause tu, kita consider strategic approach lah atau teknik to tackle the root cause. Untuk kita reducekan the resistance to change tu. First, as example, with proper training, proper upskill training, and providing necessary support and resources, kita boleh guide them through a new process of change. And the second one, good communication and education lah, which is common issue lah bila change berlaku ni because of misunderstanding and fear the unknown why change is needed. So communication kita tahu tadi penting, mesti two-way, and the communication must actually begin before the process started lah. With this proper communication and education, which is kita bagi information why kena kita buat the changes ni, so it will educate Victor and also other employee why change ni kita perlukan dalam organisation. So that's conclude everything. Thank you. Any question?
No question.
No question.
No question.
Okay, thank
Good job,
you.
Group 10. Thank you, Group 10.
All right,
Power.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so since Group 11 have presented last week, so we will continue by Group 12. Okay, so I will start without waiting. Okay, so case study is about Victor. So this is a resistance to change by Group 12. Okay, so for the introduction, okay, so Victor, he is head of division in a state agency. He has numerous years of work experience, over 25 years, and 15 years in management position. Okay, so he enjoy works in public services, and also his personality fits the agency working environment very well. Okay, so so as I mentioned just now, Victor has numerous years of experience, over 25 years. He likes working with familiarity, with familiar people, also with the familiar of rules and procedures that is already in place in the department. Okay, so somehow Victor problem started a few years before his retirement. Okay, so in recent years there's changes on the department level, and also changes on the familiar procedure, rules and norm that Victor have been at Ghrm for over 25 years. Okay, so some of the changes is hiring a younger staff with bright new ideas, and also new open ideas that bring into the company. Also, reorganization of job responsibility. Okay. Also, performance plans where the company plans to increase the staff competencies and skills in new area. Okay, to make maybe across department skills. Okay, and also layoff to full balance for the company finance and budget. So maybe for the new restructure, and also hiring a younger staff already increase the company capex. So the company had to take measure to lay off some of the staff to balance off the budget and also the company financial. Okay, some of the challenges that Victor had in the recent years is proposal of numerous ideas at staff meeting. So as a long time manager and also a long time employee, he have a broad knowledge and also experience in the company. So he proposed numerous ideas at the meeting, and younger staff that have more diverse knowledge in recent demographic and cultural background challenge him and suggest improvement and also changes to his ideas. So the younger staff are not sure of Victor's idea, which they call for outdated resources and technology. And also the younger staff suggest on a recent trend and practice in strategic thinking that could be more beneficial to accomplish the division goal. So as someone from a management position, Victor have to manage this as he's being questioned by his own younger subordinate. That is bringing new ideas and changes to the table. Okay, so we will continue with question number 1. What cultural assumption fill Victor perspective as a leader of a state agency? So I pass to my colleague Faizan.
Thank you, Yamang. So it's definitely Victor's working environments. So it was clear that Victor's perspective is likely influenced by several cultural assumptions. Okay, it's because of his experience, because of his surrounding environments. So we categorize into 4. Basically, it's individual levels. So we're talking about Victor's belief that experience is essential to his job competency. Just imagine he has 25 years of experience. So this assumption is actually led him to believe that his idea shouldn't be questioned. So second is on the team levels. So we're talking about his resistance to change. and his expectations that everyone should obey rules and procedures. He value the familiarity of rules and procedure because he's been working as a leader for 15 years. So the next one is on organizational levels. We're talking about Victor proposal of numerous ideas for the divisions and resistance to diverse perspective of his staff. So in other words, influenced by his level of hierarchy, Victor is influenced by his level of hierarchy and he become authoritative. So the next one is on the national culture. So just imagine he's been 25 years working, so he's been raised in the homogeneous culture, which influences resistance to increasing diversity within his staff. So he has a desire to make lasting impact before his eventually retirement. Just imagine 25 years. Victor must be thinking about how to spend his KWSP instead. So the next to Shafika.
Thanks, Faisal. Okay, I will continue with question number 2. Where does Victor motivation lead come from? Next page, please. Yeah, source of motivation. As we know, main character is Victor. He has been 25 years at the same department and in his management position already 15 years. From this vast experience has contributed to his sense of responsibility and dedication toward public service because of familiarity with existing rules and work culture, as well as his desire to contribute positively to his organization. Besides other motivation to lead from his own past experience, seems it will be personal satisfaction, love for job and career position. This passion, which has grown strong in him toward his job making, it possible for him to sacrifice time and energy toward the job, indirectly perform better in his prime because he really enjoy it. Last, a desire for settling of his retirement. He want to build and leave a legacy and recognition. He want to leave a positive marks on the division before his retirement when leaving that could leave a trace behind, and he wants his leadership to be remembered positively. Those are answer. We continue with next. I pass to Lai.
Hi. Everyone can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, next, let's move to the next slide. So we're talking about the Victor self-concept and its influence on his leader. Maybe we move to the next slide. Okay, so based on the character of Victor's, we observe that he essentially believed that the changes will not help him, and he was still embraced in the consistency and reliability he obtains right now, and he reluctant to deviate from established practice. So by the driven of the desire for stability and dependability as well. So anyway, a company, the organization, I mean the government state, it's still going to recruit the young bloods and he have to reorganize his team after he recently laid off in the March of the budget. So in second point that we feel like he have his infamiliarity on the new people and technology, or even though the ideas that they propose come with different from his experience in the past that he run the agency. So here he actually having the limited of exposure of new technology that we feels like, and he also have a unfamiliar knowledge that he started to foster a blocking in his mind to adapt on or openly accept new stuff, building a gap on his end. He also feels like his precaution against adopting a new innovation in the evolving work environments. So the third and fourth point that we're talking about, the threatening and unappreciated, maybe unappreciated points that which is a legacy that he have built. So he will eventually preserving the the foundation of his success by maybe to 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 prevent the ideas, to not adapt the ideas, and to build a shield on himself. So he will still remain on the legacy. So I think this is something is very normal, very normal for when organization change or transformation in a new development organization to change the business module, the environment, technology, or maybe the social trend. I think the aim here is that very clear to optimize the resource utilization, reducing the cost, or simultaneously improving the service delivery by the government agency. I think that's all for my part. I pass it to the next teammate.
Okay, thank you, Lai. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be focusing on reflection. So to begin with the cultural assumption that working hard will get you to the top, which can lead to overwork and also burnout. Although hard work is necessary, it is also critical to prioritize work-life balance and delegate tasks to team members so that Victor can benefit from learning to trust his team's ability and let them to take responsibility for their work. This will reduce his workload and also help for more collaborative and engaged team. So the second assumption, which is everyone must obey rules and procedure. These may restrict creativity and also innovation. By encouraging an environment of open communication, feedback, and also experimentation, Victor can encourage his team to think outside the box and challenge the current situation. So this will increase employee satisfaction and also engagement. Next will be you must have experience in order to know what you are doing. So this can limit opportunities for fresh staff members and also internal promotions. So Victor can benefit from investing in the training and development of his team as well as mentoring and coaching. This will improve their skill and also create a more dedicated workforce. So Victor could have been raised in a homogeneous culture that prevented him from interacting with others who were different from his cultural values and beliefs. He can become more aware of his cultural assumption and how they impact his team's performance if he could understand his self-concept and also how his value contribute to his management style. Moving on to next slide. Okay, which is a CI model in action. So let's start with the first stage, which is acquire. Victor has to learn about the changes that have occurred in the department and how they have impacted his employees. He should request like feedback form from his employee on their reaction to change and how they are affecting their work. Second will be build. Victor has to develop strategies to connect current knowledge in order to build knowledge in cultures. He should seek out opportunities to learn about diverse management ideas and practices, particularly those that are more aligned with his staff changing cultural backgrounds. Victor may better understand and recognize the importance of his staff's proposal by expanding his knowledge. And third stage will be contemplate, where Victor struggles with self-efficacy. So he needs to make changes and transform his mindset from frustration to benefit. He should examine his own views and to see if they are still relevant in the current situation. Victor can gain a better understanding of his own resistance to change. And the last stage will be do, where Victor can be mentored or trained to consider change and its implication for his current situation, seeking out a trusted advisor or mentor who can provide objective feedback and direction. So moving on to the last slide, which is a conclusion. So while familiarity can provide an organization with comfort and efficiency, too much of it can lead to stagnant and a lack of innovation. So change can... Sorry?
Semayang berkunci semayang ke tak semayang?
Yeah, so sorry. Change can bring new ideas, opportunities, and also growth for a company. So the second one will be resistant to transformation is a natural human response, where particularly when the consequences of the change are not immediately obvious or when the potential risk outweigh the potential rewards. And the last part will be leaders must accept change regardless of the risk or consequences. This is due to the fact that change is frequently required for an organization to adapt to new challenges, meet changing customer needs, and also remain competitive in its industry. Yeah, that's it from me. Any questions?
No questions.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, next group.
Okay, good afternoon, guys. Okay, so we are now presenting the case study unit 10. And we are from group 13. And myself, I'm Murali. Right, moving on to the introduction. So as a background of this case study, Victor has been seeing many changes within the department, including the arrival of new staff, reorganization of job responsibilities, and layoff. Victor is nearing to the retirement. Proposed idea for the division, but facing resistance from the diverse staff who question the appropriateness of the changes and outdated resources and technology required for implementation. So Victor is now like perceive this suggestion as an attack and struggles to manage the dynamic. Right. So as what we are listed here on the slide, these are the challenges that is that we are emphasizing, which is generational of a cultural shifts. So this is to manage the clash between Victor's seasoned approach and the diverse modern perspective of the younger staff possess a significant challenge. Next is the adapting to change. This is more to addressing the resistance and reluctance to adapt to newer practices and technologies while honoring Victor's experience and staff's valuable contributions. Next in the list is the strategic alignment. This is to balance Victor's proposed ideas with the department's strategic directions and ensuring the coherence of between the new initiatives and existing frameworks. Next is the resources limitation. This is to overcome the impediments posed by outdated resources and technology that hinder the implementation of proposed strategies. Okay, moving on, I will be passing down to my colleague to take over. Group 13, Faiz.
Hello.
Yes, Faiz.
Dengar.
Yes, we can hear you.
Dengar.
Ya, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to our precious Professor Hema and my respected fellow classmate. I'm Iskandar from group 13. Let's discuss the cultural assumption that may influence Victor leadership perspective. Based on the context, it appears that Victor's perspective as a leader in the state agency is influenced by certain cultural assumptions. Here are some cultural assumptions that meaningful Victor's perspective. First one is respect for seniority and experience. This is about valuing the time someone has spent in a job or industry. The idea is that the longer someone has been around, the more they know and the better they at making decision. For example, in Victor's case, because he is been there for 15 years, people might automatically look him for guidance, assuming his long tenure equal wisdom. Second is preference for familiarity and stability. This means preferring the known ways of doing things over new uncertain ones. It's about sticking to routine and the comfort of predictability. The example in this action is Victor might lean towards what been done before, like sticking with old software before because it's what everyone knows. Even if something newer might be better, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. That's a mentality. The third one is resistant to change. This is when people or organizations don't want to alter their usual way of doing something. It can be due to fear of the unknowns, comfort with the current methods, or skepticism about new ideas. If someone suggests a new approach or technology, Victor might be hesitant or outright oppose. Not because the idea is not good, but because it is different and might disrupt the usual flow of things. He might worry about the risk or the learning curve for his team. And the last one is hierarchy and authority. This is about having clear level of leadership and authority is an organization. People at the top have the most decision-making power and respect often comes with rank. In Victor division, everyone knows who is the boss and there is likely a clear chain of command. Orders flow down from the tops and you don't just jump ranks or request higher ups. Victor, as the head, will be at the top of this chain, with his decision carrying the most weight. In generally, this cultural assumption shape how Victor views in his role and interacts with others in the organization. They influence everything from how decisions are made to how change is approached and can have both positive and stabilizing effect, as well as potentially stifling innovation or adaptability. That's all from me. We pass next slide to my another friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Faiz. Hello.
Continue.
Yes, please continue.
Okay. My name is Azizul. Hello.
Yes,
Next,
Azizul, continue.
yeah, next slide, please.
Okay, dengar.
Next slide.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what does Victor motivation to lead come from? Victor, firstly, he enjoy of public service and working with the familiar faces in the agency. He basically knew everybody and easy to work with. Secondly, his long experience and expertise can contribute to the problem solving to the company. Thirdly, his personality align well with the working environment and also know better the rules and the procedure. Another point is he felt been challenged and questioned due to the young staff more vocal and provide the valuable input to the company to achieve the division goal. And the point number 5, these changes maybe can cause Victor to feel attacked and resistant to change. Victor feel some ego to himself because long service. Lastly is he needs to manage this situation and consider to continue his leadership role for next 5 years. That's all for me.
Hello everyone, I'm Dashwini here. Now let's move to the question 3. How would you describe Victor's self-concept and the influence of it on his leadership? Victor's leadership is shaped by a self-concept grounded in 25 years of public service, finding solace in the familiarity of established rules and procedures. However, recent departmental changes coupled with a more diverse team have introduced resistance. Victor perceives suggestions from a younger, diverse staff as attack, showcasing a struggle in adapting to the new perspectives. While Victor's experience is undoubtedly valuable, the challenge lies in finding a balance. How can he leverage his wealth of expertise while embracing the diversity within his team? The answer lies in forecasting an inclusive environment where different perspectives are seen as threat but not asset that drive innovation. As we reflect on Victor's situation, let's consider the broader implication for leadership in our organization. How can leader navigate change gracefully, ensuring that their self-concept doesn't hinder progress? The solution is in creating a culture that values both experience and innovation, where diverse voices not only matter but are crucial for propelling us forward. In a nutshell, let's recognize that challenges Victor faces and find inspiration to create workplace where the fusion of experience and fresh ideas serves as a catalyst for progress. It's a journey that demands humility, openness, and a committed to evolving leadership paradigm. That's all from me. Thank you. Okay, so I will be continuing from Dashini. So another factors that influencing leadership is there is a main three in these Victor cases. As we see, there is a number one, comfort with the status quo. As we know, Victor already in this industry for working in this organization for 15 years. So he might feel attached to the way of his doing, which is very comfortable. What will influencing his leadership is he really resistance towards hiring practice and organization changes that could arise because Victor is prefer things to stay at where they are. That means stay as they are, how he doing. He don't want to have the changes. The second thing is fear of the unknown. Okay, it's basically because Victor feel that uncertainty around changes that which can create anxiety and also resistance, especially if Victor isn't familiar with what might happening. Okay, when this can be impact its leadership on when Victor afraid of the unknown, he might resist to change and he really want to stick on his routine, which is everyday routine, BAU. And the third one is perceived threat to his expertise. Okay, so when a person like Victor, he already have the proud in him. He already have the sense of ownership that I know everything. I can handle with everyone and everything. By with his experience, he may think that involving the new arrangement like hiring new staff or reorganization, the job responsibility will be a challenges to his knowledge and also his skills. What will impact to this is he might feel that his expertise being questioned and also he will be feel that undervalue of his experience. So next slide will be we have some solution for this. So some suggestion for the leadership, as you can see here, number one, recognition of experience. Of course, we need to, as an individual, work in the company for 15 years of experience. Company might look at it like emphasize that any changes being implemented not to be dismiss their contribution. Definitely, we cannot forget that contribution for past 15 years, but to enhance performance and adapt to involving their needs. Yeah, we need to adapt to the advance of the demographic and also the culture. And the second one is communication and transparency. How it can be a solution for Victor? Because companies should be very transparent on when implementing in something like today we have in the class, doctor also have mentioned that we need to communicate it. When we have any changes, we need to communicate, and reason behind of the any changes must be emphasized. Okay, how they can benefit both individual and the organization. Address the concern openly. Provide a view of the positive outcome that are expected. So it will help the victor to also or have a open-minded also. He can be open-minded. And third one, we can give a suggestion as a training and development. Yes, even though Victor have a 15 years experience, yet we are slowly moving to adapt a new culture. So it's really crucial for company or organization to look into workers who have this experience, long-term experience, to provide training and development opportunity to help them adjust to the rule and new regulation, to adjust to the new rules and regulation, and also offer support in enhancing their skills, ensure they feel confident in navigating the changing work environment. Okay, next will be the mentorship program. I think this will be one of the things that Victor feel he will be lost, because he really want to feel that whatever he worked all these 15 years must be, feel valuable, and everyone must respect it. So when company looking into this mentorship program, it can be like Victor can be, Victor can mentor the staff members. It's something like fostering collaboration and also knowledge sharing. This can be highlights the value of experience in guiding the team. Okay, next will be the inclusive decision making. We must, even though his teammate, the younger teammate, are questioning his, his strategy or whatever, yet it's one of the strategy for organization to look into it, how to make a Victor's decision, Victor's points or strategy to, can be collaborate, and also can involve this person, like involve Victor in decision-making process, so that allowing him to share his insight and preference. So this can create a sense of ownership also for him, so that he won't out from the, he won't be demotivated from what he doing, and also help him to understand why changes are necessary, and also it can be collaborating to the new staff and also old staff to exchange the ideas. So this will be the suggestion. While doing this, I would like to conclude, okay, in summary, to ensure transitions, okay, it is recommended to introduce the changes over time. It's not like, too suddenly or drastic shift, okay. So one way to achieve this, we can establish we can have a culture of feedback where employees are encouraged to express their concern and also opinions. Okay, by implementing this feedback mechanism, like survey form, feedback section, can help measure, it's already like measure meters, whether can measure employee satisfaction or they have any concern to the changes or not. So by combining these all suggestions, organization can foster an environment that value both experience and also adaptability, promoting collaboration among employees at all levels. It's crucial to approach this situation with empathy and also genuine commitment. So that's all from me. Thank you.
You guys have any question? If none, then we can proceed for the next group.
Thank you. Okay, next group.
Next is group 14.
14. After that, any group?
After that will be group 15 and group 16.
15 and 16, okay.
I'm waiting to share the slides. All right. All right, guys. Can you see the slides?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Beautiful.
We are representing Group 14, Case Study Unit 10, Resistance to Changes. All right. Now, the introduction of this case, I think you have heard it from the rest of the group. This case study centers around Victor, a long-tenured public sector manager facing resistance to change from his increasingly diverse team against the backdrop of major departmental transformation. So what the group is going to do now is we will touch on the three main issues. The cultural assumption that propels Victor's perspective, where his motivation to lead comes from, and his self-concept and leadership influences. All right. So we will also provide some recommendation to solve this issue, and finally we'll sum up the case study. Yeah. So we'll move on to the next person in our group.
Okay, we identify the 5 key points for this case study. Number one, Victor has 25 years experience working his way up in the agency and like the predictable rules and procedures. Recent external change, altering familiar processes, system that Victor was accustomed to. His proposed idea for the division are being questioned and critiqued by younger and more vocal staff. They suggest more updated approach aligned to overall strategic direction. Victor feels personally attacked and that his staff is resistant to his suggestion. Next to
Okay, good afternoon. So here's the problem statement. Okay, so the core issue revolves around the department undergoing substantial changes. In this case, with younger workforce, so which Victor traditional mindset is struggling to adapt to. So his proposal and ideas reflects outdated concept which the new and younger generation workforce is reasonably countering with more agile thinking according to current situations. Next. Okay, so the answer for the question one. So cultural assumption fueling pictures perspective. So first one is bureau bureaucratic culture, which with the comfort with established rules and procedures suggests a strong adherence to the bureaucratic often found in state agencies. Although this culture emphasizes
Museum 4 is at the back there. Nitya Mandir Siga is no. Correct.
Can you kindly mute, please?
Hello, Justin. Okay. Although this culture emphasizes stability, hierarchy, and adherence to rules, it also leading to resistance to changes and preference for familiar methods. Bureaucracy and stability. So just now was culture. This one is about mentality. So Victor's long tenure within the agency has likely instilled a strong belief in the value of established rules and procedures. He sees them as essential for maintaining order and ensuring efficient public service. Next. Yes, the third point is hierarchical authority. So Victor's 15-year climb through the ranks likely instilled a belief in his own authority, expertise, and knowledge. So this assumption can lead to overlooking diverse perspective and difficult accepting challenges to his established way of doing things. Fourth point is tradition and resistant to change. So the culture of state agency can often be resistant to change, valuing predictability and continuity over innovation. Victor's comfort with familiar practices reflect this cultural norm, making him hesitant to embrace new approaches. The fifth one is generational difference. Victor's implicit assumption about the younger generation work ethic and need to constant change can create a cultural divide. He might view their suggestion as disrespect for his experience and authority and hindering collaborations. Thank you for my part. Next.
All right, hi, good evening. Okay, so the second question is what are the motivations for Victor's to lead? The first one is the sense of public service. Victor's initial motivation for joining the agency likely stem from a desire to serve the public good. This sense of purpose may fuel this leadership. So the second one is the security and control. Years in the agency might have shifted his motivation towards maintaining stability and control within his familiar environment. He seeks to leave his mark, but within the existing framework, possibly due to a fear of stepping outside of his comfort zone. And the third one, job security and familiarity. The stability and predictability of the state agency environment may appeal to Victor, providing him with a sense of comfort and security. This could be a stronger motivator than his passion for public service, especially as retirement is near. So next one, I'll to my colleague.
Yeah, number 4, legacy and maintaining control. As a Victor worked his way up the ladder within the agency, he might have invested a significant amount of time and effort in shaping its procedure and operation. So this investment could create a strong sense of ownership and attachment to the organization. Victor might be motivated by the desire to leave a positive legacy, ensuring the agency continues to treat even after he no longer actively involved. Maintaining control could be tied to Victor's belief that he knows what best for the agency based on his experience and expertise. This desire for control might stem from the fear that changes initiated by others could jeopardize the legacy he aimed to leave behind. Consequently, he may resist to embrace new ideas or approaches, leading to a potential adoption. So number 5 will be approaching retirement. In Victor's case, the hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Okay, so number 5 will be approaching retirement. In Victor's case, the impending retirement could be a major factor in his diminished in motivation. As a retirement approaches, individual may become less inclined to invest long-term changes or initiative as they might perceive such effort as less personally beneficially. So Victor might be more focused on maintaining the status quo to ensure a smooth transaction during his retirement. This could involve a reluctance to take a new challenges or implement substantial changes. So as he may not see the direct benefit for himself. So for the limited time remaining to his career.
Okay, continuing with this, there's a 5 points to discover Victor's self-concept and leadership. Point number 1 will be experience and competence. Victor's long career has likely led him to develop a strong sense of self-confidence and appetite in the field. He may believe his experience gave him the authority to make decisions without input from others. Point number 2 will be traditional leader. His leadership style likely reflects the bureaucratic culture, emphasizing hierarchy, command and control, and adherence to established procedures. This can be effective in maintaining stability, but may not be suitable for navigating a changing environment. Point number 3, resistant to change. Victor's self-concept seems heavily invested in the familiar routines and structure. This resistance to change can develop barrier to innovation and hinder the department adaptation to new challenge and opportunities. Number 4, rigid and resentful. Victor resistant to change and defensiveness towards feedback suggests that he might struggle with adapting to new situation and perspective. This rigidity can hinder his ability to lead effectively in a dynamic environment. Point number 5, stuck in the past. Victor focused on outdated procedure and his discomfort with new technology might indicate a tendency to cling to the past. This can make it difficult for him to connect with younger staff and lead the agency towards a more innovative future.
Overall, Victor needs to start accepting changes. He needs to start adapting to changes. He needs to understand that the workforce dynamics have actually changed, and he needs to start looking at everyone or the team's viewpoint as an overall, as in a collaboration, instead of just taking all feedbacks personally. That's the overall recommendation.
All right, as a summary from group 14, that's what we can see from those 3 questions. Talk about the cultural assumptions, Victor's motivation, Victor's self-concept and influences. That we will summarize that the case highlighted here typical tensions arising from lagging management evolution alongside organization change, and it provides insight into leading, motivating, and aligning multi-generational teams during volatility. So as we know, most of the organization, we do have diversity of the people, especially like now we have a Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y, and baby boomers and things like that, right? And some of the seniorities, basically some of the seniors, they might have thought that the company, in terms of sense of belonging, they might think that the way that they are doing is right for the all time. Yeah, that's about it from group 14.
We are taking in any questions. If there's none, then we will stop sharing.
No.
No question.
All right, thank
No
you.
question, no question. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, can see my screen?
Yes, can see.
Can see, can see.
Yes, can see.
Yes, can.
Oh, okay, thanks, man. Okay, wait, let me make it bigger. Okay, now? Clear?
Yes, clear.
Yes,
Clear,
clear.
okay. So now, can we start, right? Yes, so proceed. Okay, good evening, Prof. Emma and all classmates. We are from group 15 and we are going to present case study number 2, Victor's leadership. I am Muhammad Rizwan bin Muhammad Shukri. So before we start, let us start with a clip from George Clooney's Up in the Air movie, which focuses about the leadership conflicts that relate to our teams. Kanisan, please play the video. Thank you. Can you see the video?
Yes, can. Yes, can see.
Yes.
Sound, please.
Can you hear?
Cannot hear.
Cannot hear, is it?
Cannot hear.
Actually, there is an option to, when you share, you have to click in media.
Media?
Yeah. No, unshare first, and then when you share again, it's like you have to include the media.
Okay. Can you hear?
You need to play first.
No.
Oh my God. I didn't expect this one to happen. That sounds okay. Okay, never mind. At least we know what movie we.
Yeah, you can share this
Our
one in
intention is to show, right? We'll share now. Okay. Sorry, guys. I didn't expect this one. And sorry, Prof. Sorry, Dr. Emma and my colleague. Okay, can you proceed for what was the conclusion of this movie, and then we can proceed, right? Okay. So So in this movie, Clooney play as Ryan Bingham, a corporate downsizer who, like our case study's protagonist Victor, struggle to balance established professional procedures with new and inventive methods. The story of Up in the Air tackles change, adaptation, and corporate interpersonal relationship as Victor struggle with a changing working culture and generational gaps in his team. These topics are especially pertinent. So Victor, like Bingham, played by Clooney, values tradition and stability, but the changing landscape of his organization put him in stress in the first place. As both characters must adjust to change while keeping their ideals and goals, the struggle started. The film effectively depicts the internal and external conflicts that result from the transition, as Victor's leadership, his approach and management to bridge the gap and to improve communication and accept his team's new ideas, drawing from Bingham's journey in Up in the Air. So after the final assessment, we all can watch the Up in the Air to better understand. So I shall pass to Salmi. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear?
Okay.
Yeah, continue.
Thank you, this one. My name is Salmi Farina. I'll be elaborating on the point 1. Victor's leadership perspective is influenced by the bureaucratic culture of state agencies. And point 2, adherence to rules and procedure is crucial for effective functioning. Let me elaborate. Victor's leadership perspective is deeply ingrained in the bureaucratic culture. There is a hallmark of state agencies. This culture emphasizes a top-down approach where adherence to established rules and procedure is not just encouraged, but deemed crucial for the effective functioning of the organization. In such an environment, every decision and action is guided by a set of predetermined protocols, leaving little room for deviation and creativity. However, this rigid adherence to bureaucratic norms presents significant challenges in a rapidly evolving workplace. The younger generation of employees who are often more accustomed to environment that encourage innovation and flexibility find this traditional approach restrictive. They seek a workplace that allows more autonomy and values creative problem solving, which is at odds with Victor by the book leadership style. This divergence is expectation leads to a palpable tension within the team. Victor's reliance on established protocol can inevitably stifle the dynamism and innovative potential of his staff. The challenge, therefore, lies in finding a balance between maintaining the necessary bureaucratic controls that ensure stability and order, and also embracing a more adaptive fluid approach that can foster creativity and responsiveness to change. Navigating this balance is crucial for Victor's continued effectiveness as a leader. It requires a nuanced understanding of both the benefits of a bureaucratic approach and the need for a more modern, flexible leadership style that resonates with a diverse workforce. Thank you. The next slide will be presented by my colleague, Shamini Lasa. Thank you.
Thank you, Shamini. Hello, everyone. My name is Erna, and I will be, sorry.
Muhammad Bukhari, can you mute?
Yeah, sorry. So I'll be explaining on the challenge number 3, which is the resistance to change stems from a preference for tradition and stability. So Victor's hesitation to adopt new methods in a challenging organization is not a new thing. We often see it in our working place also. So it's a common scenario where most people prefer to keep their tradition and stability. This preference often comes from the fear of unfamiliar and being in the comfort zone, where they refuse to try for test and error also. In Victor's situation, his resistance is being reluctant to step aside of the accepted standards, a challenge that many organizations face also. With such resistance for a change, despite showing security and certainty, can eventually delay an organization's growth and innovation. It will create gaps between the expectations of a dynamic workforce and the realities of a traditional work environment, which leads to dissatisfaction among employees, especially for the younger generation. And as we know, upcoming generation often bring fresh perspective, and more inclined towards the change and easy to adapt work cultures. Therefore, leaders like Victor needs to understand that maintaining stability doesn't mean resisting to change. It's about embracing the new while respecting the old and understand that some changes can bring about new opportunities and pathways for growth. In conclusion, for my point is that this is a reminder that effective leadership involves being open to new ideas and innovations while making use of the knowledge of the traditional practices. So I'll continue next on the motivation to lead. So motivation to lead for point one, Victor's motivation comes from deep commitment to public services. And point two is 25 years of experience and rising through the ranks showcase his dedication. So to explain in detail, in our presentation on Victor's leadership style, we dive into the intrinsic motivations that have shaped his approach over a distinguished 25-year career in public service. Victor's ascent through the rank is not just a narrative of professional growth, but a reflection of his unwavering dedication and commitment to the principles and values of his organization. This long-standing service has sharpened a leadership style characterized by a firm adherence to established procedures and a hierarchy system of management. However, as we dissect Victor's leadership journey, we encounter the central challenge he faces today, a rapidly evolving professional environment and demands adaptability and flexibility. His traditional approach, which rooted in a deep understanding of bureaucratic system, seems increasingly at odds with the innovative and dynamic methodologies favored by the younger generation within his team. This generation divide, highlighted in Victor's case, brings to the forefront the crucial balance of a leader must strike between maintaining the stability and reliability of proven methods and embracing the novel ideas and approaches that driven modern organizations forward. As we analyze Victor's scenario, we learn a key lesson in leadership: the importance of evolving and adapting leadership style to align with the changing dynamics of the workforce. Victor's story illustrates the need for leaders to not only rely on their rich experiences and established methods, but also to remain open and receptive to new ideas, fostering an environment that encourages innovation and adaptability. So this balance is vital in navigating the complexity of contemporary leadership and ensuring organizational success in an ever-changing landscape. So next slide, I will be continued by my friend Anissa. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, good evening. My name is Anissa, and I'll delve into point 3 and 4 of Victor's case study, particularly its motivation to lead. Point 3 is conflict arises due to recent changes challenging his leadership style and sense of control. Point 4 enjoys contributing to the public good and solving problems using his extensive experience. Victor's leadership, deeply embedded in a bureaucratic style, is being challenged by recent organizational changes that promote a more collaborative and dynamic environment. This shift has created a conflict for Victor as it not only changes his established style but also his sense of control and authority within the organization. Victor's motivation to lead has always been driven by a commitment to public service. His long tenure and rise through the ranks are testament to his dedication to solving complex problems for the public good. His extensive experience has provided him with a unique skill set and knowledge base, which he has effectively used to navigate and manage various challenges throughout his career. However, the evolving landscape of the organization now requires a different approach, one that balances traditional methods with new, innovative strategies. Victor's predicament lies in reconciling his desire for control and structure with the need to adapt and embrace more flexible, modern leadership practices. This situation underscores a critical aspect of leadership, the need to evolve and adapt in response to changing environments. For Victor, it means learning to integrate his vast experience with new approaches to leadership, fostering a more inclusive, adaptable, and forward-thinking environment. This adaptability will not only enhance its effectiveness as a leader, but also ensure the organization's continued success in an increasingly dynamic world. So my teammate Azri will continue with the next explanation on self-concept and influence, point 22. Thank you. Over to you, Azri.
Okay, thank you, Anissa. My name is Muhammad Azri. Hello?
Yes, can hear.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Proceed.
I will explain on point 1 and 2 of self-concept and leadership influence. Point 1 is Victor's self-concept is closely tied to his long tenure and leadership role. Point 2, take pride in his service and view his experience as valuable. Victor's self-concept is deeply intertwined with his extensive tenure and leadership role, forming the bedrock of his professional identity. His pride in the year of dedicated service reflects a commitment to the organization and he perceives his experience as a pivotal contributor to his value within the leadership landscape. The viewpoint, while showcasing his dedication and accumulated wisdom, present a nuanced challenge. On one hand, Victor's strong identification with traditional methods and his reliance on proven practice underline his commitment to stability and established strategies. However, this very attachment may inadvertently hinder his receptivity to new innovative approach. The risk lies in the potential resistance to change, which poses a formidable challenge in the face of an evolving organizational environment. For aspiring leaders, Victor's case underscores a vital lesson in the delicate art of balance while acknowledging the invaluable benefit of accumulated experience. It's equally critical to foster openness to novel ideas. The evolving nature of professional setting demand leaders who can seamlessly integrate the stability derived from experience with the adaptability essential for navigating dynamic challenge. This insight serves as a beacon for future leaders, emphasizing the importance of recognizing the dual nature of experience, a source of strength and potential obstacle. Innovation leaders like Victor stand the crossroad of tradition and evolution, and their ability to strike harmonious balance ensure not just personal growth, but also the sustained success of the organization they lead. That's all from me. My colleague Tan Pui Mei will elaborate on the next point.
Thank you, Asri.
Yeah.
Thank you, Asri. My name is Tan Pui Mei. I will explain the point 3 and point 4, which is the point 3, resistance hinders innovation and adaptation within the division. Point 4, conflicts arises due to recent changes, challenges his leadership style and sense of control. Victor's leadership self-concept is built in his long career and pride in his service. Years of experience makes him a wise decision maker who can lead his team. This long-term commitment shows his dedication and ability and strengthen his leadership style. Victor's self-image, which reflects his tried and true method, can limit his openness to new ideas. Evaluating fresh techniques with devaluing his old practices may be difficult. This resistance can change, may delay or prevent the organization.
Please summarize it. Please summarize.
To address this, Victor must value his experience and be open to new methods to address this. The balanced perspective helps Victor become a leader who enjoys the tradition and embrace the changes. It requires using his proven techniques while adapting to the changes organization situations. Victors can transform from a tested-only strategy to innovation-based leadership. This balance keeps his leadership effective and relevant in fast-changing contexts. Through this careful equilibrium, Victors can uphold the integrity of his established leadership identity while propelling the organization towards continued success in the face of evolving changes. Next, my teammate Wan No Aiza will explain the final point. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. Hi, I'm Wan, and I will explain on point number 5. Okay. Victor's leadership style is built upon his unwavering dedication to public service and his deep understanding of bureaucratic standards within state institutions. Nevertheless, this fundamental basis faces obstacles in light of the changing dynamics of the organizational environment. Victor is experiencing a reluctance to embrace change, which could potentially hinder innovation and adaptation within his team. In order to tackle this problem, our suggestions for Victor revolve around the concept of introspection and fostering inclusivity within the team. So, his leadership might greatly benefit from engaging in introspection, where he carefully assesses the influence of his conventional bureaucratic style on team dynamics. He may promote a more flexible and inventive work culture by recognizing that strict adherence to established processes and hierarchy can unintentionally hinder innovation and lower morale. Additionally, we strongly encourage Victor to acknowledge and utilize the advantages of having a diverse workforce. A team composed of individuals from various backgrounds provides a wide range of viewpoints, life experiences, and concepts, which cultivate a vibrant and inventive work atmosphere. So, by actively appreciating and integrating this diverse perspective, Victor not only improves team effectiveness, but also reconciles the disparity between his conventional leadership approaches and the current requirements of the organizations. By promoting Victor's acceptance of other viewpoints, it's not just a tactic for achieving success within the organization, but also a driving force for his personal development as a leader. So, this strategy guarantees that Victor's team is not only able to withstand and adapt to change, but also adequately equipped to handle the intricacies of a contemporary work environment. Okay, my colleague Manga will continue the recommendation from point number 1 to number 5. Over to you, Manga.
Hello, Mangga.
Mangga or Maha?
Sorry, Wan. Thank you, Wan.
Okay, proceed.
Yeah. So I'm Manga here. I will elaborate on point 1 and point 2. So in the exploration on Victor's case study, his self-concept emerges as an end-twin with his extensive tenure and leadership role. So his profound pride in dedicated service and the perception of his experience in the invaluable serve as guiding forces shaping his distinctive approach to the leadership. This perspective, a testament to the victor's unwavering commitment and depth of knowledge, unveils a nuanced challenge. While it underscores its stability and reliance on proven practices, it also raises the specter of potential resistance to the embracing new methodologies. Victor's pivotal challenges rest in the delicate equilibrium between the respects and value is accords to each is rich experience and the necessity for opens to the involving leadership styles. Moreover, this equilibrium assumes paramount importance in the context of the swiftly transforming professional environment where adaptations and flexibility stands as the linchpins for success. Victor's journey towards effective leadership necessitates not just a preservation of his deep-rooted values, but also an adeptness in embracing change. By marrying this wisdom derived from his extensive experience with a genuine openness to innovative approaches, Victor can not only navigate the evolving landscape more effectively, but also cultivate a workplace culture that harmoniously values both traditions and innovation. This duality because the cornerstones of Victor's leadership narrative, ensuring not only personal growth but also the enduring success of the organizations his
Okay,
guides.
okay, please summarize it faster.
Okay, I'll pass the floor to Mahalashmi. Thank you. Maha?
Hello. Thanks, Manga. Okay, let me see what we can continue from Manga recommendation. Victor's self-concept is intricately woven with the fabric of his extensive tenure and leadership role, forming the very foundation of his professional identity. His immense pride in the years of dedicated service not only signify a profound commitment to the organization, but also position his experience as a cornerstone of his value within the intricate landscape of leadership. However, this very attachment carries the inherent risk of unintentionally embedding its opens to new and innovative approach. So how to repair and improve this? Facilitate open communication channels to address concern and foster collaborative environment. How it's possible, guys? Okay, let me see. What happened to Malaysia states? Actually, we have a lot of states and they want to finalize one strategy and solution. They will open to all the states and negative and positive feedback, right? So finally, they will finalize solution to compete with the other market segment. So same goes to Victor's situation. They need to open communication channel to address the concern. So they will open to the juniors and seniors. So the junior will give the response as well. Okay, besides, provide training and support to adapting, changing and circumstance and embracing innovation. Not only training, is a proper training and just make sure whether its training is perfectly implement to the daily working style. So whether it's actually turned to the productivity or not. Thirdly, we recognize the value of tradition while balancing the needs and flexibility evaluation. In the dynamic landscape of professional setting, leaders like Victor must master the art seamlessly, integrity, the stability derived from the experience with the adaptability essential of navigating a dynamic challenge. So how to recognize his value and appreciate the Victor's long-term service? We can give long-term service awards. Besides, we can adjust salary as appreciate the Victor's working so long, right? So from here, leaders who can skillfully navigate this dedicated balance, personal growth, but also sustain success of organization they lead. So it's balance the employees and environment as well. Lastly, on solution part, I will entrust the final presenter of our group 15, Ganesan.
Okay, hi, thanks. Helmi?
Okay, I will continue.
Yes.
So, for our solution, Victor's leadership deeply rooted in a commitment to public service and bureaucratic culture faces a challenge with
Helmi, summarize Helmi. Saya tak nak you baca.
Mereka.
Cepat-cepat.
I think better Ganesan over on the summary.
Ganesan, take over faster.
Okay, thanks, Doctor. Thanks, everyone. Okay, Nelson, by continuing adjusting his concept, Victor can effectively navigate the evolving organization. So basically, this strategic approach ensures the preservation of leadership rooted in commitment to public service while simultaneously adapting the changing of landscape. Okay, this balanced leadership philosophy prepares the team for the challenges of the future while uphold the core values that define Victor leadership legacy. Okay. So this will be my conclude from our Group 15 presentation today. I make it very simple, really. Thank you, everyone. Guys, teams, anyone, do you have any question on Q&A?
No question. So,
Thank you.
is it last group?
Suppose group 16.
Yeah, group 16 now. Group 16.
Actually, Miss Hema, there is one more group. It's 2 people. We came in late, so the 2 of us have made a group.
Can you summarize it? I don't want you all reading, too
Yeah,
much.
sure. We don't
Ganesan,
mind,
your group, I tell you, you all don't know how to do presentation. Don't read. I say don't read. How many times I'm telling don't read the slide. Just explain, summarize it. Because you're all doing the same case study. Everyone understand what is the residence of changes. Okay, faster.
Okay, group 16.
Okay, can you hear me, group 16?
Yeah, can.
Yes. Okay, right. So group 16, our case study is about a long service division head in a state agency by the name Victor, whom is also facing a challenges with his diverse team that brought in various perspectives differ from Victor's strategy to accomplish the division goal. So let's see what's the first discussion. What is the What's the cultural assumption of feels Victor's perspective as a leader? I'll hand it over to our teammate Anissa. Thank you.
Okay, hello all. Okay, my name is Anissa. I'm going to answer question number 1. In Victor leadership role within a state agency, its perspective is likely influenced by several cultural assumptions. Is 1. Respect for hierarchy and experience. Victor may place important on organization, hierarchy and value the experience of senior members. Decision-making and authority might be structured in accordance with traditional organizational hierarchies. Number 2, preference for stability and familiarity. Victor might prioritize stability and a familiar work environment. This could mean a cautious approach to change, with an emphasis on maintaining established procedure and process. 3. Traditional work ethic. Cultural assumption regarding a strong work ethic may guide Victor's leadership style. This could involve a focus on diligence, commitment, and a disciplined approach to achieving goals. Resistant to change. Victor leadership perspective might reflect a general resistance to change within the organization culture. This resistance could stem from a desire to avoid disruptions or uncertainties associated with new initiative. And last is number 5, generational difference. Cultural assumption about generational dynamics may shape Victor's approach to managing a team with diverse age groups. Understanding and navigating this generational difference could be a key aspect of his leadership strategy. This cultural assumption collectively contribute to Victor's leadership style within the state agency, impacting how he interacts with his team and make
Okay, next
decisions
person, next
in
person.
alignment.
Next person.
Thank you. Okay, next person. I pass to Irwan.
Good morning, Doctor and all. I'm Irwan. For question number 2, where does Victor motivation to lead come from? Victor motivation to lead.
How many of you have to do the presentation?
Another
6,
3.
Prof.
Another 3 more. After Irwan, another 3 more.
Yep.
Okay, so just if your case means, what are the things you summarize it? What is yours? Which one is yours?
I'm for question number 2, Prof.
Okay. Explain, don't just summarize it. What are the components that you wanted to talk? Just finish up. 1 minute only for you. Next is 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay, Doctor. Okay, Victor is committed to serving the public and enjoy working in the state agency. With extensive experience, he brings a wealth of knowledge, motivating to lead and positive impact to the division. Despite nearing retirement, he proposed numerous ideas to shape the division futures and seek to leave a lasting legacy. And his personality aligned with the state agency working environment, where familiarity with rules and procedure is valued. Overcoming challenges such as change in procedures and introduction of younger staff can be source of motivation and contribute to a Victor leader's sense of achievement. There is a 5 point, Prof. Okay, next I will pass to Saravana.
Thank you, everyone. Hi, everyone. Okay, let me start with the question 3, which is like, how will you describe Victor's self-concept and its influence on his leadership? Okay, below you can see that self-concept is actually like refer to how an individual perceive and evaluate themselves. So below you guys can read like how self-concept it plays a crucial factor towards someone leadership and their behavior. So when it comes to Victor's case,
As an older generation, Victor might possess a strong work ethic and value or loyalty. So his self-concept might include attributes like resilience, hard work, and commitment to traditional values. And Victor's leadership style is shaped by his experience, preference for hierarchical structure, and apparent authority and focus on teamwork. So basically, I'll conclude this and then I'll pass it to next presenter.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, doctor. My name is Chai. Before we end up our presentation, we have few recommendations for Victor, which we believe that he could create more collaborative and innovative work environment for his department. The first of all, embrace diversity. Second, embrace adaptability. Third, foster open communication. And then the last is promote professional development. That's it for our presentation. Thank you.
Guys, any questions?
Okay, no question, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.